What, do you want me to be a trad wife?
No.
I came from eating everything. You came from not eating everything. And so we kind of
you
found...
cow eater. I don't eat beef or pork, but I do eat like almost everything else. The Indian kid always is the kid that everybody has to make an extra thing for because they don't eat meat or something. So I always like,
I didn't really cook before we moved in together. Like I had my mommy.
That was a big concern of mine.
It was. Why is that? Why is that?
It wasn't my concern.
No,
I
why
think it
is
was
that? Why is
Indian
that?
auntie's concerns.
Oh. Yes, mommy. That's what you do.
Dang it! Why do I do this?
Okay, I'm gonna take away your Parle-G now. And you're like, no, wait, mommy.
That butt suck.
When I put my number in at the checkout counter and I'm like, oh my God, I see $30. He has high cholesterol.
Okay, can we not talk about that?
Do you ever find yourself scrolling through social media and being obsessed with what people eat or how they make their food? I love watching this type of content, but I realized something. I don't see enough content on how people buy their food, the actions behind it all. Do they use coupons? Do they meal prep? What are the thoughts that go into grocery shopping for you and your significant other? It's not easy. Personally, I'd love to see how couples balance different diets and relationships given different cultural backgrounds. I mean, Suketu and I eat different things. How do we do that? We're going to talk about all of this because we all have crazy busy lives and being productive and healthy and all the things are really hard. So let's get into it, Half Past crew.
Welcome to
Half Past
Guys, welcome back to another episode of Half Past Show. We are so excited you're here. My name is Suketu.
My name is Hallie.
And if you can't already tell, we are a married interracial couple. And that's what we talk about here. We talk about being an interracial couple. We talk about relationships. And we also get questions from you because you guys go to www.halfpastja.com where you submit your own questions and stories. We release new podcast episodes every Monday at 7 a.m. So if you're new here, make sure you subscribe and like this video. And if you're on Apple Podcasts or Spotify, you got to give this podcast 5 stars and follow the podcast. And then you get notified at 7 a.m. on Mondays. All right. Get cozy. Grab.
God, Suketu?
Settle in. Get cozy and grab your job.
Oh my gosh. I just hit the mic too. I'm in a little silly, goofy mood today.
I can't hear out of my right ear today.
Wait, why?
Because I don't know what's wrong with me.
We've been laughing this whole time. If you notice in the intro, I was smiling, probably arguably way too hard.
Scary
because I
smile.
couldn't stop laughing. I could not stop laughing. We have like 10 takes before we did the, welcome to Half Past Show. Because either I would say something or like I couldn't stop laughing or like you were doing some.
I can tell you couldn't stop laughing because you got spit on your chin.
Really?
Oh
Thanks, baby. We clean up each other's messes.
We're going to be talking about lots of things today. And I'm getting hungry.
I am too.
So it's like not a good topic to talk about.
Oh, shoot. That's right.
We're going to be talking about food and how Hallie makes all of it.
So, okay, let me just clarify, everyone. This is not exactly, I do make all of it. Thank you. We'll get back to that later. But I want to talk about this topic because I have a lot of people ask me this because I do post a lot of our meals on social media and like I've gone live before when we're cooking things and it just really got me thinking this would be a very good episode, not to talk about cooking, but to talk about the planning and the prep work that goes behind it when you're in a relationship. And also we're going to tackle just how we navigate the differences in our diets because I came from eating everything. You came from not eating everything. And so we kind of found...
you cow eater. You little cow eater.
I don't do that anymore. I don't. And I don't ever have that in this house. I just want to point that out because I don't ever want to make you uncomfortable. I don't want beef or pork in this house. And I don't really... I don't eat them. We'll get more into that later because I found a lot of substitutes. But I want to talk about that a lot because I don't see a lot of content out there on couples. Like they're talking about these are our dietary restrictions. Like, I eat this, she doesn't eat this, like, yada, 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 whatever. And I don't know about you guys, I love watching videos. They're mainly on Reels of, like, food prep videos or, like, people going to the store. And, like, I just love watching people's thought process behind this. Maybe it's just me, but this is something that I'm really interested in. And so I thought it'd be really good to share with you guys just how I plan, whether that be like, planning out our meals in advance. I'm not somebody that does like the meal prepping. I've done that before where like you make everything in one day and like you eat that throughout the week. I did that for breakfast sandwiches one time. That was fun and that was good, but it also takes like way too long and I did not have that kind of time. So I'd rather put in this kind of time, which is like way less than meal prepping, and I do it every other week. So
I have my opinion on meal prepping. I think it's okay for people who are okay to eat the same thing every day. But if it's like, if you're a person who can't do that, which I used to eat the same thing every day, and now it's like I can't eat the same thing every day. It doesn't feel good. And I like the variety of things. And you can meal prep variety of things, but it's much harder to do that. So I like this method that Hallie has going way more than having to make a meal, all the meals for the whole week on a Sunday, which take up like half your Sunday. And so like you don't even get a Sunday at that point.
We don't got time for that. That's
No.
crazy talk. I mean, I respect the hell out of people who do it because like I know how much time and dedication it takes. And just like, yeah, I wish that I had that kind of patience and I just don't. Like again, like I said, I used to do it. I did it for like 2 months and then I was like, okay, this is it. I'm done. I'm tired of doing this. This is too much. And I can like, it's fine. It's not that big a deal. Like, I don't want to spend all my time on doing this. And not that it takes a ton of time. I'd love to hear from some people who do believe in going to meal prep and like you prep a bunch of stuff on like over the weekend and then you have that for breakfast or lunch or dinner or all three throughout the week. So I'd love to hear your perspective. What we're going to start with is the topic of our different diets. So, Suketu, what do you not eat? What do you eat? What do you not eat?
I don't eat beef or pork, but I do eat like almost everything else in terms of like fish. I eat turkey. I eat chicken. I
think that's it, is it not?
That's it.
What?
Yeah, eat wise.
Yeah. And what would you say is your favorite out of those?
I think I love chicken. Chicken for sure in terms of what I eat the most is chicken. But turkey is like really good for, I don't know. It's just good. I don't know what it is about it, but it's really good. But my favorite all time, I think, is scallops.
That's fish. It's not
fish.
turkey, but.
Okay. Well, scallops are fantastic. Holy moly.
They're so good. I don't love fish by any means, but I do like scallops. Sometimes I really only like them when I make them at home. I'm not a big fan. I mean, I wish I liked them. There are other fish that I wish I liked. I really wish I liked salmon. I don't think I'll ever get there. It's too fishy for me, and that's the problem. I want to like it because I know it's good for me. But most other fish I also don't like, and I've given a try as well. But scallops are probably what I come closest to in liking when it comes to fish because it's white. It doesn't look like a fish. It's easy to cook. I mean, you can like pan sear some scallops with like a lemon herb butter over some angel hair pasta.
But when it comes to those like normal stuff, like on a daily basis, probably chicken.
Chicken. Mm-hmm.
But
shout out Chick Fil A.
Scallops, like maybe 4 or 5 times a year. Those are like a delicacy, so it's good.
You can get a pretty big bag at Costco, frozen scallops, for a pretty reasonable price.
Yeah.
Like $25 or something.
Pretty good.
And it lasted us a while. We've done that a few times now.
Yeah. I remember I was like scared at the first when we first started like getting together for like dinners and stuff, and like your parents had to make extra of something else, and I felt so bad.
Why?
Because I don't know. It's just the Indian kid always is the kid that everybody has to make an extra thing for because they don't eat meat or something. And so I always like, I used to like be scared because of that.
Well, to counter that point, it was never a problem
Yeah.
in my home. I just want to tell you that straight up. But it was always really interesting. And my mom always really liked experimenting of finding different ways to make things to substitute for either one of the meats that you don't eat, or just make it without it. Like, for example, she makes this ham and cheddar cheese chowder, but like now she doesn't even like, we talked about it as a family and we were like, guys, we don't even like the ham. So let's just get it out of here. So now it's just like a vegetable cheese chowder. It's fantastic.
I have changed the white people
Woo!
that I met. And now they are non-ham eaters.
Non-ham eaters. That's pork. So
non-pork eaters.
And even like things that have bacon, my mom's like, do you really even want me to do this anymore? Like, I mean, it's been over the course of a few years, but she'll be like, do we even want this? I'm like, not really. I don't know. And personally, I got my parents into turkey burgers.
Oh.
They've tried those. Those are bussin'. We just had those for dinner last night. But and don't get me wrong, I did grow up eating beef and pork. All right. So I don't want anyone to be upset with me.
I don't think anybody would be upset with you. That's just normal. And I think a lot of people who come from India to America that I know do the same thing. And a lot of people in India do the same thing as well now.
Well, I have had some people say, like, how dare you do this? That's disrespectful to your husband. I don't think anyone in the Half Past crew would be upset with me. But yes, that is what I grew up eating, beef and pork. And so, like, every once in a while, a good burger. Like, I love turkey and chicken. And I'm so happy to cook that for both of us. But, like, not having something for years and then having it again, you're like, damn, that's pretty good.
How often did you eat like beef or pork when you were a kid?
I would say it was pretty often.
Did you eat that more than chicken?
Not more than chicken, but more than turkey. Because turkey, I feel like wasn't a thing until
turkey isn't like kind of recently until like Thanksgiving.
Well, but like ground turkey. Okay, you're smart. You're funny. No, but like, it wasn't as big or like as popular as it is now. Like, it's a really good substitute if you don't eat a red meat, which is perfect for us. So that's why we love turkey and we love chicken. And they're both full of protein, which is also really good. Turkey is so good. Yeah, it tastes phenomenal. You can use it in so many ways. So does chicken, obviously. But yeah, just to go back to your original question, you had asked if like how often I had those, and like it was pretty often. Like whenever my mom would make burritos, she would use ground beef. My grandma would always make pork tenderloins, which are like so good. And I haven't had either one of those in I don't even know how many years, honestly, at this point. It's kind of crazy to say. Because my grandma doesn't cook anymore, and my mom, I get to see her pretty frequently, but like for dinner and stuff, it's like we do the turkey thing. Yeah. I'm just trying to think of all the examples of things that I grew up eating and like now pretty much substituted. So it's been pretty cool. And not that it's always the healthier choice, but like those are leaner meats, which is good. So since we're talking on the topic of red meat, since we got married, a lot of people have really been like messaged me, specifically DM'd me on like Instagram or TikTok or whatever, and been like, hey, so like I know you guys are two different cultures, two different religions. I'm in the same situation with my partner. Like, how do you balance this? So I thought it'd be really interesting for us to dive into a little bit more. So we already kind of did. But since we got married, just to give a little background on myself, you guys, I didn't really cook before we moved in together. Like I had my mommy and she would cook for me, and it just made things so much easier. And I didn't really have to think about anything. I did get into cooking a little bit, like the year leading up to us getting married, because like it was the time of COVID and everything. Like everyone was posting recipes on TikTok, and like it was just a really fun time, and love getting recipes off Pinterest still. But
that was a big concern of mine.
It was. Why is that? Why is that?
It wasn't my concern.
No,
I think it was
that?
Indian auntie's concerns.
Oh, the amount of times I've been asked, what do you cook? Can you cook for him?
Can you cook? Can you cook?
Yes.
Are you going to make that sak rotli? Dar bat sak? Are you going to make dar bat sak? Dar bat sak?
DBSR? Dar bat sak rotli. Yeah, DBSR, baby. I have been asked that quite a few times. And I get it. I get why.
Yeah. Because you got to feed me.
Well, because you can't do anything for yourself. That's why.
It's a problem.
Well, like, okay, you say it was a concern. No, you say it was a concern of yours. Why? Let's give the real answer.
No. I was never concerned about that.
No, like, why was it a doubt in your mind?
No, there was no doubt in my mind that you would be a perfect, like, because, like, what? What do you think I was going to say?
What? Do you want me to be a trad wife?
No. I did not say that out loud.
I think everybody listening knows what you were about to say. No, I think you'll be a perfect. That's not what I was trying to say. What are you trying to say?
I'm saying that you started cooking a little bit before we moved in together, and you made some good dishes. Like there's some like pasta dishes that were really good that I really liked. I was like, dang, this is really good. There's some good other items, but there wasn't a ton. But then the second we moved in together,
Because we didn't even live together, you didn't see half the meals that I would make for myself.
the second we moved in together, you were like making this and that, and I was like, dang, this is good. This is way better than sack and rotli. I'm not saying there's sometimes that I do like a good sack and rotli, but when you have it every single night, it kind of gets old. And so this like was a really big shift change for me. It took me a while to get used to, really, to be honest. Like it took me a while. I was like, oh my God, this is different. Like that's crazy. Like I don't usually eat this stuff. She's asking me questions like, what do I want to eat? I'm like, what the hell?
What do you like?
Well,
and you're like, I don't know.
well, because like my mom used to ask me that too. Like she's like, what do you want to eat tonight?
Just don't know.
And I was like, I don't know. And then there'd be food in my, but then she was like, what do you want to eat tonight? And I say, I don't know. And like, no, what am I making tonight?
Like, let's talk about it.
And like, she'd like sit me down and like, we'd have to figure it out. And I'm like, oh, okay, dang, this is difficult.
Is that bad?
This is hard. This is different. It's different. That's all I gotta say to it.
Do you like not know what you like to? Even now, like I'm not even gonna lie to you. When we go out to restaurants, I'm the one that picks what we want to eat because he just like doesn't care about food, which to me is like so odd because I love food.
I don't even open the menu. Like Hallie just knows what we're gonna order. I'm like, shoot, look at that. Look at that. I know I should be the one ordering, but sometimes what happens is Hallie tells me what to order, and then I'll be like, hey, yeah, this, and then I'm like, is that right, honey?
Yeah.
And I turn over to you. I'm like, is that right?
I tell you,
and then Hallie's like, Hallie gives me the death stare.
Because it's like, okay, it's like a little embarrassing. So like we were just at this bagel place with Alex and Katie, and they'd already ordered. They sat down. We were in line. I told you, I swear to God, I told you 10
I said
times.
the exact thing you told me, but then I was like, right.
I said, it's like the blazing bagel. I don't know it's called something like that. And I said, honey, order we were going to share because I wasn't like starving and I just wanted like a little bit. And I was like, order the blazing bagel. And you're like, okay, blazing bagel, got it. And I started to walk away and you're like, no, stay. And I'm like, okay. And then he ordered and he's like, we want the blazing, the what? Hallie, what was it? The blazing bagel, right, honey? Is that right? And I'm like, yes, it's right. Oh my God.
Sometimes
order with confidence.
Sure. I just want to make sure. All right.
I'm getting secondhand. No, it's firsthand. I'm just getting PTSD from every situation where he's been like, is that right? And I understand you want to confirm, but like I tell you 10 times. I tell you so much. And like you don't love, like I all think it stems from like, you
like I'm not
don't
in love
love
with food.
Yeah.
I'm not like,
because I'm like, I know what I want. I'm ready to order. Let's go.
You're like excited for the food. And I'm like excited too, like when I'm hungry and stuff. But like I just eat to eat. And I think you eat to savor. And I just want to eat. And so.
Well, there's a good and a bad side to that. Because I've been on both ends where I'm just eating to eat and like I'm not enjoying my meal. Whereas I've been like, oh my God, this is the best food I've had in my life. And I think it's interesting with that because when I enjoy it so much, I never want it to end. Mm-hmm. And then like I just eat too much and I feel really like, I'm like, oh, I don't feel good anymore. And then where I like just eat to eat, I like don't get any dopamine hit from that. And I'm like, eh. So there's like a fine line where you can be in the middle where I think you can find good meals that you like to make that also like will fill you up, that taste good. So I guess really what I wanted to take away from all of this and like give you guys is that if you are in this situation where your significant other has different dietary restrictions or like dietary needs, then it's really important to talk that out and have balance and common ground. Because like, for example, like some people listening might be like, oh my gosh, well, why don't you just like continue to eat the things that you like? Like, why don't you just cook this and then you like make him something else because like he can't eat it? Like, why would I do that? Why would I make 2 separate meals? Why would I make something that he can't eat? And why would I put him in that position to where he like has to eat something else that like he can't eat but I can? Does that make sense?
I get it.
Like, that just is silly to me.
Yeah, and it's a lot of extra work on your part, I feel. And it's also like a lot that you're adjusting your whole like food balance just because of me. So that's kind of a lot too. So there's like pros and cons to each side, right? And It's what you want to do.
Yeah.
And that's why you got to talk about it.
Absolutely. So next I want to move into what we do actually eat and what we like to eat. So when I cook our meals, and we're going to get into like the whole prep behind this later, I really try and include, let's talk specifically dinner right now, okay? I really try and include like one of those meats that we talked about, like turkey or chicken. Also include a vegetable. Love sweet potatoes. Love roasted carrots.
We eat a lot of sweet potatoes.
Is that, okay, this is silly. And I sound silly now that I'm asking this, but like, is that a vegetable or is that just like a starch thing? I don't know, but I love including like roasted sweet potatoes. Roasted carrots, those are delicious. I love really blackened Brussels sprouts. Those are fantastic. So like normal Brussels sprouts, ew, but like if they're like charcoal-y, they're really good.
So sweet potatoes are naturally sweet vegetables that are high in vitamins, fiber, and low in calories.
They are a vegetable. Yeah. That's really all I wanted to know. Okay, good to know. Because I love loading up my plate with sweet potatoes. I would say every single time I go to the store, I always buy sweet potatoes because they're just really good and you can use them in so many different ways.
Fill you up fast.
They do, and they're especially when they're paired with like a source of protein, and then like sometimes I like to do like a grain on the side. I think couscous is considered a grain, or like some kind of rice or something like that.
Couscous tastes so good.
Couscous is good. I also love anything that we can do with chickpeas. Like that's also really good. I'm trying to figure out, like I'm thinking of what middle school, and we look at that chart and it's like the My Plate. What is it? It's like, I know it's fruits, vegetables, but like realistically, do you eat fruits and vegetables for dinner? Or is that like your whole day breakdown?
It's the whole day. Like how much are you supposed to eat throughout the day? It's like really, it's actually really important. Like your whole grains, all that stuff at the bottom, and then at the very top are like your main sources of nutrients. But yeah,
so I would say that's like ideally what we try and do. Try and limit carbs where we can. I know carbs are supposed to be like at least 45% of your daily intake, and I only understand that when I'm tracking my calories, which I'm not actively doing right now because it's not something I do all the time because it's exhausting checking the labels every single time. It's important to know what you're putting in your body and like have an idea of like what you're eating every day, especially if you have certain goals, right? But if you don't, like, that's okay too. It's a lot of work. And so I don't blame anyone for doing either or, but I think when I was doing that, I definitely had a better idea. I still do try and track my macros and hours at least a little bit, but like I'm not super strict on it because it's just too exhausting. But yeah, I think all in all, that's what we try and do for dinner. But like ideally, our breakfast, lunch, and dinner, what we've been doing recently is like a good omelet. Oh, fire omelet with ja. That's like the best breakfast, I swear.
So good. Like I love a good omelet, and it doesn't fill you up too much. So it doesn't feel like a lot in the morning, and then the ja just finishes it. You know, it's just perfect.
I like having something in my stomach before I have caffeine. I think it just keeps me, which ja doesn't like make me jittery, but it's good for me personally. Oh, I'm sorry, Sylvie. Oh, I just kicked her a little bit because she was beneath my feet. She's hungry. I'm sorry, Sylvie. I love you.
I did find the food pyramid chart, and I wanted to review it.
I want to look at it.
So at the bottom, the things that you need to have 5 to 7 servings a day is fruits and vegetables.
5 to 7?
That's a lot. That's a lot of fruits and vegetables, and we're definitely not doing that. I think I might be doing like 3 servings a day,
I guess. Jeez.
The next thing is like whole meal cereals, breads, potatoes, pasta, rice, and you should be doing that 3 to 5 times. 3 to 5 servings, not 3 to 5 times. These are servings. Okay, so that's different. Milk and yogurt and cheese is the next thing, and you should be doing this 3 servings a day. And when it comes to like servings, I don't know. I don't know what that truly means. And the next thing is meat. Fish, eggs, beans, nuts, all those things, 2 servings a day. And then the last thing up top is fats, spreads, and oils. Use very little, it's what it says. And then things to completely not every day, like do not do this every day, is food and drinks that are high in fat and sugar and salt. The fact that it says you should not be eating sugar and salt every day concerns me because guess what? I am definitely eating sugar and salt every single day.
Yeah, what do you like to start off your morning with right after you have your omelet?
Not biology.
Really? What'd you have this morning?
I don't know what you're talking about.
You literally had Parle-G. When he doesn't do that, I've really cracked down on him this year because he has high cholesterol.
Okay, can we not talk about that? I'm fine. It's a genetic thing.
It doesn't matter. You can manage it, even if it's genetic. If you just eat whatever you want, you're like, oh, it's genetic, I can't do anything about it. Then it's gonna get worse.
I'm controlling it.
You can
by
keep
running.
it under control. No, you can control it by diet. Everything is really your life is 20% fitness, 80% diet. So if you do the 80%, you're already pretty much there.
Okay.
Yeah, and
I'll try my
you
best.
love Cheerios, you love Parle-G, you love Townhouse crackers.
Honey Nut Cheerios hit hard. They're so good. They're so good, but they're so bad for me.
Yeah, so I love sticking with the omelet for breakfast because I think it's just fantastic. And eggs, I mean, some people maybe don't love eggs, but I love a good omelet with just like a little cheese in it, some heirloom tomatoes. Those, okay, like just taste, but I know they're more expensive, but like they taste better. Heirloom, and they're prettier.
Don't forget the cha. Also, with the cha, sometimes Hallie doesn't put enough sugar in it, so then you use the Honey Nut Cheerios to like seep the
Stop.
sugar.
I hate when you use that word. Seep. Stop it.
So when you put the Honey Nut Cheerios in the cha, it makes it super sugary, like even more than it already is, and it's so good.
Okay, this is a side rant, but do you guys want to know what's so freaking funny right now?
I have a sugar problem.
When I would bake, you'd be like, oh my God, you have a sugar problem. I'm like, I literally don't, but like, okay. And you, every single morning, you get like, what's the word? When I take something away from you, it's like when an addict like gets off their.
I need my Parle-G.
Yeah, like he's like an addict. He has a problem because he gets aggressive. Like when I take it away from him, he's like, "But I'm just gonna have a few." And I'm like, "But do you need it every day? Like you don't have to have it every day." But it's just ironic to me that you think I have a sugar problem when like literally I cannot remember the last time I baked.
Moving on to lunch, we love like wraps, and Hallie likes this chicken and cottage cheese, which I can't stand cottage cheese.
Oh my God. Okay, wait. Let me know if you love cottage cheese. I'm very picky about the kind of cottage cheese that I will eat, that I will put in my mouth. I'm very picky about the food I put in my mouth. But I found this brand that I really like. It's pretty popular. It's more expensive, I'm not going to lie. But even if cottage cheese tastes like a little bit sour.
You didn't tell me about this.
It tastes like it's something that I eat and it's good for me. So bye.
Okay.
Bye.
I'm going to look up how much it costs.
It's called Good Culture and it's the low fat kind. If you go the whole fat, I think that's the difference because like I'm somebody who is very sensitive. If it starts to even smell or taste a little bit sour, I cannot do it.
It's $4?
No, it's like $5.
It's $5?
Last time I bought it at Meijer, it was expensive, but it's so worth it. Literally, okay. One of my favorite things that I like to do, I saw this on TikTok as I was scrolling, as I be doing. I put cottage cheese. I take like chicken. Either I grill some chicken or like I have like these Costco. They're like really probably the best version of like a frozen chicken fillet that you can find. It's like the Just Bare ones from Costco. They're phenomenal. You can get them other places, not just Costco, but I love to air fry one of those. And I basically make like a buffalo chicken mac and cheese, but without like the carbs of the pasta. It's cottage cheese. So I put cottage cheese, shredded cheddar cheese, a little bit of buffalo sauce, and then I cut one of these chicken fillets up and mix it up. And oh my gosh, I could eat it every day. It's so good. It's so good. And it makes me just like feel good because I'm getting chicken. If I can make some like
when we
sweet
talk
potato.
about food, Hallie gets a little carried away. We need to stick to the topics. Hallie's favorite meals, everybody's like buffalo chicken, stuffed bell peppers. You need to look that up. Chicken
those.
taco bowls, fantastic. I love those. Omelets, turkey burgers, and good chicken quesadillas.
Oh, we love a good
crunch
chicken
wraps
quesadilla.
are
Oh,
also
crunch
good.
wraps.
Try and recreate some of the foods that you love, like
At
beat ups.
home.
Like you can recreate beat ups at home. Like you have those chicken wings. You can get those from anywhere. Costco, GFS, Kroger, any place that you want. Get those chicken wings. Cover them up in some sauce from the beat up sauce. Boom, you got beat ups. You're not eating it from the frying stuff that they use or whatever.
I like my air fryer a lot.
Crunch wraps. Oh, you can make crunch wraps. They're so fantastic. And they're healthy when you make them at home. But when you use the other
healthier.
ones from Taco Bell ones, they use fake cheese.
They use fake cheese? Even like the shredded cheese?
I don't know.
I mean, like the
taste
nacho cheese. I don't know about that, even though I love to eat it.
So what do we do to plan meals versus eating out?
It's a great question. I'm really glad that you asked. It's one of the main points of this podcast, actually. The biggest thing that we do is we sit down, much like we're doing now, and I'll be like, hey, Suketu.
What do you want on Monday? What do you want on Tuesday? What do you want on Wednesday? And then I'm like, sometimes I don't say I don't know. I just wait long enough till she gives me some suggestions.
Because like you can't recall anything that I've ever made. And he's like, duh.
She'll be like, okay, that was rude. Whatever. I don't do that, but I'm just saying, like, she'll be like, you want some? Now that I'm thinking about it, I'm kind of like a child. Like, you want some chicken? Yeah. You want some pasta? Yeah.
Yes, mommy. That's what you do.
Dang it! Why do I do this?
And I'm like, okay, I'm gonna take away your Parle-G now. And you're like, no, wait, mommy, bring it back.
Okay, this is too much. I'm done. We're done talking about it. Okay.
No, I want to talk about the process.
About the process of Hallie suggesting all these things. She puts it in her notes app.
No, there's so much more to it than that.
She says, okay, what are we gonna eat this week? We say all the things. She puts it in her notes app, and then once we get exactly what we want for that week, she creates a grocery list.
Listen, there's so much that you're skipping. Okay, so we talk about it. And listen, I want to say straight up that I allocate at least 2 days for us to eat out, okay? Whether it be like Friday and sometimes Sunday, because, you know, we like to do a date night and we like to hang out with friends. So I think that's important. We don't have to eat at home every single time. Yes, it's great to save money and all, but I leave at least 2 days. So when I prep for this, so we plan for 2 weeks out. So I go to the grocery store at least 2 times a month, sometimes 3 if I need something else, like bananas. Like you run out of bananas, and you, little boy, you need your bananas. You love them so much. Or your Cheerios, you need your Cheerios. And sometimes that includes a Costco run, whatever. So, like I said, we look at 14 days. 4 of those days, we're planning on eating out. So realistically, I'm going to buy meals for 10 days. So I write down things that sound good. We talk about it in our list. And then I go in my calendar. And if I could show you right now, it would say, like, last night I cooked turkey burgers. So we had that. Today, normally we would have something like that for dinner, leftovers again.
Yeah.
And like usually if we have leftovers, it's only like a one-time thing. Like if I make enough, then it's always, okay, I cooked this night, and then tomorrow night we're going to have leftovers, but then that's it.
So I want to go through last week, okay? Just real quick. I have it pulled up, so I'm going to say it. Okay, so starting from Tuesday, and then I'm going to go through the days, okay? Chicken with bruschetta.
And sweet potatoes. So we had, that was delicious.
Then the next day, it says leftovers. That means we're going to have some extras from the day before. Mm-hmm. The next day, it says pesto, gnocchi, and chicken. I love gnocchi. Look it up. I didn't know what it was till I had it somewhere. Look up what gnocchi is. It's fantastic. It's
pretty universal.
And then the next day, it says leftovers. So that means you got to make enough for the next day. Mm-hmm. And then the next day after that is our date night. We had some Pizza Hut. We had some good pizza. And then the next day after that is leftovers. And if you start to notice, leftovers plays a big part in the week. So you have, I think if you focus on your dinners making enough for 2 days, that's the goal. Because then
it's pretty nice, because then you don't have to do as much work throughout the week.
Exactly. I think that's the way to go.
And then somebody might ask, okay, well, do you do those leftovers for lunch, or like, why are you doing them for dinner? Usually if it's dinner, like I'm putting more effort into cook. So I want to have that for dinner instead. Usually for lunch, like I said, I always pack our lunches. Oh my gosh.
Lunches are easy. No.
I pack our lunches.
I don't want
every
you to say that out loud. Listen,
literally one of your friends was like, oh, you have a juice box? That's cute. My 3-year-old daughter loves those.
Okay. All right, we're done roasting.
He loves juice boxes. I mean, I do too. I'm not even going to lie. But you had juice boxes and like a little sippy thing for applesauce.
Okay.
Yeah.
We're done talking about this.
But that's what I do. So it's a glorious process that I really started to learn and develop like 2 years ago, I would say. because I was making it too complicated and putting in too much time and effort into meals. And I just decided I don't have time for that because I don't. So made it a lot easier on myself. So I'm sharing this with you. I think it would be really wise if you really sat down, whether you're by yourself or with your significant other, and you're like, hey, let's think of some things that sound good. We're going to plan them out and we're going to put them in our calendar so we know what we're eating. And who's to say that you can't switch up the days that you eat out? Like, for example, we're like, oh, well, we might do dinner with friends on Sunday, but oh, they want to do like Tuesday instead. Like, you can switch that out.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So like, that's the beauty of the whole thing.
Now, I do want to preface that if you've made it this far, you need to like and subscribe because that's very, very important if you're on YouTube. And if you're on Spotify or Apple Podcast or YouTube, leave a comment. Okay, just leave a comment on what you think so far because we're going into groceries, and groceries is a big deal. All right?
Groceries are a big deal. So, like I said, you guys, we plan everything, okay? Once I've planned that out and I've put it in the calendar and I've solidified this is what we're eating for the next 2 weeks, I'm excited for this meal next Wednesday, I go into my app. All right, here in the Midwest, we have Kroger, okay?
Every grocery store has an app. Get it on your phone.
Get the app.
All right? If it's like Meijer, and that's another Midwest place. If it's like Meijer, it's called M-Perks. You got to get your perks. Kroger has the Kroger app where you clip your coupons. Oh. And then I think what's a more global? Well, not global,
Publix?
but Target has its own app.
Target.
Where you clip its coupons. Like Red Circle something. What else? There's like Ralph's. Publix has its own app. Like all these companies have their own apps.
Are you okay?
I'm just hiccuping.
Are you fighting for your life right now?
And so you got to make sure you get the apps because you'd be surprised how much you save on coupons. We save at least $20.
And I've saved up to like 40.
Like minimum, we save $20 every big grocery trip. And that's a big deal if we do that once or twice a week or
Yes.
once or twice a month. Like that's nuts.
Well, and it's like so easy too. Like I'm not going to lie to you and be like, oh my gosh, well, it takes so much time. No, like since I'm already putting in the effort to do the stuff that we're doing and talk about it, if I'm like, I don't know, if you're driving me somewhere, like if we're going to work and you're driving me and I know I'm going to go to the store on whatever day, then it's like, okay, well, I can sit here and coupon and just look. I mean, literally you go to savings and you just scroll and scroll. And since I have my list of what I need from the food that I know I'm going to make on my phone, I'm like, oh, there's a coupon for that. Let me clip that. And oh, well, I would love this. And there's a coupon for it. So might as well buy it. And it's like, I don't feel bad about buying things because I have a coupon for it. Or like I'm saving money in other ways. So like, oh, I can get that. And what would you say our budget is for groceries? We just talked about this in our finance episode, but I want to talk about it again.
Yeah. So our budget is trying to stay under $400 a month, which is very easy.
It's not very easy.
Hallie does a great job at doing it because of the meal prepping. We go over $400 a month, like maybe 3 or 4 times a year because of Costco.
Yeah.
And that's it. Like if you meal prep exactly what you're going to get and you buy the things that you need and you're going to use those specific things, you will not, for 2 people, you will not go over $400. Like it's actually kind of hard to go over $400 unless you're bulk buying like at a place like Costco.
Well, I would say, yeah, that's like the biggest point that you said right there is that this is for 2 people. And it's really important if you stick to this method, you will not go over.
Yeah.
And like, that's what has made it so easy for me. And like, it's just, yeah, it's made the whole process so much simpler.
What I've seen with groceries, it's $200 a person, no matter what person it is. If you have a family of 2 with 2 kids, $800 should be your budget. If you have 6 kids and 2 people, that's a number that I'm calculating in my head currently. 200.
Honey, you're a math minor.
400, 600, 800.
I couldn't do it either, to be fair. I'm
1,000,
hating for no reason.
1,200. So that's your 6 kids. And then 1,000, 400,000, 600. That's insane. Imagine spending $1,600.
Well, and what I've really learned with this method, yes, you can save a lot of money, but also the food doesn't go to waste, you guys. Something to think about. I used to hate when I would buy things and I wouldn't use it, but now like everything I buy has a purpose and I use it and it's glorious.
Yeah, that's a big one.
Yeah.
Your fridge should be empty by the end of the week.
It's like pretty much empty by the time we need to go to the store again. And like when we come back from our trip, which I guess we're doing this before we go, but like we're going to need to buy a ton. So I'm going to be making lists, checking it twice, clipping those coupons.
You're going to be on the plane like, oh, we need this, we need this, we need this. You have so much time.
I know. I'm so excited. Oh my God. But structure and discipline is key here, you guys. I mean, if you don't want to do this, by all means, you don't have to do it. I'm just trying to tell you an efficient way that has worked for us in 1, saving money, 2, planning ahead and having a structure of what we eat, because it can get so easy to get caught up in your day to day. Believe me, I was there for a long time, to get caught up and not like have any idea like, oh, I just got home from a long day at work. What am I going to eat? I hated that feeling. I hated that so much.
You only have so many decisions you can make in a day. And if you can figure that out on a Sunday and not have to worry about it for the rest of the week, oh my God, that's like 10,000 decisions gone right there.
Well, yeah. And it's like I'm not going to say it's super easy. Like you'll get used to it as you start to do it. It just kind of becomes a habit. And like, oh my gosh, I love when I save money too. Like when I put my number in at the checkout counter and I'm like, oh my God, I saved $30. I love it.
She's like a monster.
It's so fun.
The cashier's like, do you have a number? Do you have a perks number?
Oh yeah, I do.
And then Hallie's like, yeah, I do. And then she just like walks away for a second.
That face?
She walks away for a second because she doesn't want to put it in until the very end where she like sees all the numbers going. She's like all the numbers minusing because she has all those coupons.
It's so fun.
You should be on the show, Extreme Couponers.
No, I'm not like that. We watched that. Those bitches were crazy. But what I want to say is that it's such a fun activity too, between you and your significant other. Like, do this together. It's another way to spend quality time together. I love when we go to the store together. You're my cart pusher. You're my cart boy. You push. I'm the girl. What am I? I'm the shopper.
You're the shopper.
Yeah. But you follow me. I put the things in.
You know what? I'm the child anyways. So I might as well stick with the point.
But like, it's really fun. So that's definitely something that I would recommend that you do. You do this together. It doesn't save that much time. You save money. You use everything in your fridge. You eat well. You eat the things you like. I don't see a downside to it, guys.
I'm going to be honest. When you told me that you wanted to talk about grocery shopping, I was like, wow, this is going to be such a boring episode. And I was like, now I'm like, dang, this is actually a lot of information, and I think a lot of people are going to benefit from it. So you're welcome.
I hope so, because whether you're in a relationship or not, I think this is good advice for anybody. And I learned it too late, and not too late by any means, but I wish I would have known it, like earlier in my life. Like I could have, like when I went grocery shopping with my mom, like I could have understood and like used the coupons and saved money. And it's like, you don't realize some of these things, and like, it's like, especially with the couponing thing, it's like free money. Like you're saving money for what? Like you just have to have the app and clip the coupons. Like that's it. Say less. Sign me up. Like what I mean? I don't know. I hope you really take all this into account and do something with it. And if you do already do this, let me know down in the comments. If you're a meal prepper, I would love to know. If you're a couponer, I would really love to know. We can talk about that. But yeah, I hope you guys got a lot from this episode. I love talking about this. I could talk about this all the time because it's something I do quite frequently. So it's real life stuff. It's really important for everybody in any situation. I hope you all got a lot from it.
Only 5% of people use coupons on every grocery trip.
Why?
That's crazy.
Why?
But it does say 80% of shoppers do try and use coupons. So that's good.
And you get points from it. And like, then you get money off. Like,
what are the other 20% doing though? Come on.
I don't know.
Come on.
I don't know. It's crazy to me. But again, I hope you guys got a lot from this episode. I sure had a lot of fun talking about this, especially with you. It's something that we like to do together and have a good time. Grocery shopping, planning, talking about food, eating the food, all the things. It's great.
And as always, guys, make sure you go to our website, www.halfpastcha.com, where you can send me your own questions and stories. And guess what? We don't have a question this week, but we're going to have questions of the week episode next week. And I'm going to try and get my parents on. So like, we'll see. If you have any questions, let me know. But
for them.
for them, let me know. And you can ask them on www.halfpastshot.com.
Or comment below.
Or comment below. That'd be even better. Comment. That'd be fantastic. But Half Past Crew, we love you. We thank you for your support. And guess what? We'll see you next Monday at Half Past Shot.
I'm like hungry now. Really?
I'm serious.
Really?
Good job.
Thanks, baby.
Good job.
Thank you. That makes me happy. I knew it would be good. Trust the process. Trust the queen.